I'm going to do a beautiful little dish that's just all about flavour. A lovely green masala Indian marinade with lamb cutlets. Marinate it for a couple of hours, put it on the barbecue, in a pan, even in the oven, and what you've got is a beautiful flavoured dish. Now, to start with, I'm going to put some coriander in the mortar and pestle. Nice fresh coriander, beautiful fresh mint, and this is going to form the basis of the green masala, which is really just a combination of spices and herbs for marinating. I'm just giving these a nice breakdown. Now, if I wanted to, I really could do this quite easily in a blender, but I just think it's much more tactile and much more fun doing it in this mortar and pestle, and these are very easy to clean. Okay, in with a little chili powder. You can put as much as you like or as little, depending on whether you like it hot or not. Some turmeric and some garam masala, which you can get at all really good spice shops. And then all I've done here is crackled some spices, some fennel seed, some coriander seed and some cardamom, and then I've pounded them again to a nice powder, and they really put some kick into it. A little bit more salt. All this goes together. Lemon, straight into the mortar and pestle, a little bit on the floor. And lastly, some yogurt, a couple of spoonfuls of yogurt. Now, all I need to do then is mix this whole thing together, and it'll come out a beautiful orangey, greeny colour from the spice. And what I'm going to do when I'm cooking that is sort of give it a really nice high heat so that it sort of almost burns onto the cutlet and adds this wonderful flavour, and there's a great complexity in that. You've got a raw taste of spice, but I'm still seeing the balance there between the sourness of the lemons, beautiful creaminess of the yogurt, and all those wonderful spices backed up by the herbs, so that's fantastic. Small bowl, in with the marinade, and then just roll the cutlets or chops. Fantastic with leg of lamb. This is brilliant with chicken. Get lots of it on. And there we are, completely coated in the marinade. Now, I've had these lamb cutlets marinating for about 2 hours. I've got a nice hot pan on, could be a barbecue. Any way you want to cook it is fine. A little bit of oil, non-stick pan, and really nice and hot. On with the cutlets. I'm going to cook it for about 6 or 7 minutes on one side, 5 or 6 on the other, and then really probably give it about 4 or 5 minutes rest, and they'll be ready to serve. So, while we're waiting for that to happen, I've got these beautiful tomatoes here, and these are beautiful vine-ripened tomatoes, really kissed by the sun, really sweet, and all I need to do is really just slice them. There we go. And that's going to be a beautiful foil for the meat. Little vinegar. It's quite nice actually to put some vinegar, some olive oil and some salt and pepper on the salad and leave it marinating for a few moments. Let that vinegar soak through, let the salt soak in, nice bit of pepper, beautiful sea salt, and that's just going to pull out beautiful moisture out of that tomato, the sweetness. So I'm going to leave it there for a few moments. Now these are ready to turn. Now if you get right into this pan, you can see that the outside of the lamb is getting really nice and dark. Now it's almost looking burnt, and that's exactly the way I want it, because that caramelisation adds an incredible complexity of flavour. It really makes the dish what it is. Burn that marinade, get it caramelising, bring all the flavours out from the spices, and what you end up with is just the most delicious lamb cutlet. And I just love grabbing them and tearing them off just off the bone. Okay, these cutlets have been sitting in this pan that's nice and warm for about 7 or 8 minutes just resting, and that allows it to cook through and go really nice and pink. And you get a situation where the meat is more tender and more juicy. So always rest your meat. Now, it can be as simple as popping it on that plate with the salad, if you wish, and serving the chops whole, or taking them off the bone. And look how that meat has come up, beautiful and pink, straight on top of the tomato. This is kind of a bit of fun if you want a bit more of a, I suppose, a fancy presentation. And again, the meat just looks so good. 3 cutlets per person. Now, just imagine that on a beautiful summer's day, a nice green salad, a great glass of wine, and, very importantly, a nice slice of lemon so that your guest or yourself can just squeeze it on the lamb. And there's something about that beautiful charred flavour and fresh lemon juice which is fantastic. Last little bit to finish. Salt, pepper, we've got the gorgeous oil of the tomato. That is a fantastic dish. Just amazing. All those beautiful spice flavours. The flavour of the yogurt and the lemon and the herbs have gone into the meat and all the way through. It just tastes fantastic. Masala is a general term for a blended mix of ground spices. This marinade is simple and delicious. You can change the flavours to your own liking by adding more herbs or spices, or upping the amount of chilli to really enliven the dish.